you from the Familyness Academy, and I'm Coach Princess Francisca Obichimizie.
Mommy,
Coach.
God press juice poured on the floor.
You have to clean it, okay? I'm already going to clean it. Thank you. Mama, you need to. I'm currently teaching. Can you sort it out? So you can sort it out with her and go back to your class. Sorry for that interception. You're welcome to my Wholesome Family series where we talk about family matters. What we do is to help families discover their purpose and to fulfill that purpose. Every family is created for a reason. Just as individuals, God does not bring couples and children under the same roof with no purpose. God does not do anything without a reason. And in our Wholesome Family series, we all about trying to discuss family life issues that disrupt the family system, because we bring solution to the family. And if you must bring solution to the family, you must resolve those family issues that affect God's plan and purpose, not now. You know you can't have it now, darling. Thank you. So today we'll be talking about wound. Okay? How a father's wound affects the current state of parenting. I'm sure many of us have heard of trauma and how trauma can affect you even without you realizing. And this is what we are talking about today, the father's wound. You know, sometimes we see men as strong and we don't realize they go through pain, they go through emotional trauma, physical trauma, name it. Men are also abused, right? Men also go through holding animal life.
The one that bought to you and said, "Can I have it?" And now she's putting.
Sorry for that interception again. So, just as women go through traumatic experiences, the same thing men. The only problem we have is that men try so hard to camouflage, try so much to cover, try so much to hide their pain, but they don't realize that it resurfaces. Pain does not go away except you consciously heal from it, except you consciously go through a healing process, either by yourself or by a professional means. So you can see some fathers, they are present, but they are not really actively involved with their children, because that's how they grew up.
Because he asked me to take it.
Who asked you to take it?
Mom.
I didn't. Do you want to go back to your class?
Mom.
Yeah.
Mom, take models. Put that take one the tutus.
You know you can't do
Daddy filled with some tools.
Okay.
But I don't want it some tools.
Can you give me a moment? Thank you. So, yeah, welcome back. So, like we were saying, most of us will always say, this is how I was raised. But we do not realize that when we use the same template that was used to raise us, we end up getting the same result. But look at yourself. Are you saying that you want your children to turn out the same way you are? I'm not sure there's any parent that wants their children to be exactly. Every parent wants their children to be higher and better, because the world is advancing. You cannot operate in the same standard or curriculum of the past to be able to thrive in the present. And if we must raise children, be able to thrive in the present, who will be able to meet up with the challenges, the demands of their time, we must be conscious of healing from what affected us while growing. And that's why it is wrong to say, that's how I was raised and I turned out well. That's not true. Look deep, reflect inside. Sorry, I don't know what my Facebook is in. And you will realize that there is always something to improve upon. A growth mindset knows there's something more. My children cannot be even if you are proud of your achievement or where you have been, you know how you pushed. You know how you pushed to get there. And your children may not have the same advantage you had. Right? Why we think there are so much resources available, what we do not realize that our children are under more pressure, more distraction, more peer pressure to fight, to be able to raise their head and not just survive but also to lead. Sorry, go to your class. Your auntie is waiting for you. Yeah, I know. I'll be with you once I'm done. Your auntie is waiting for you. See, Auntie Felicity is waiting for you, okay? You're disrupting my class. Go say hi to her for me. Thank you. Sorry for that interruption. So, we have a lot of experiences, the same as fathers. A lot of challenges. Some grew up in a broken homes and they just want their home not to be the same. However, some may not know how. Okay, the Bible says that knowledge, lack of knowledge, people are destroyed. So even if you wish to, but you don't have the means, you don't have the proper knowledge, you will end up getting the same results as your parents. You may end up patching your marriage, but you will not get the exact support, the exact result you are looking for, and your children will not get the exact support they need. Because children who grow up in a broken home, most of them end up broken. Only few of them, by God's mercy, tends to be able to break through. So whatever is, the truth is that there is a way out, and that is what we are here to discuss today. We are not here to poke on your old wounds, try to refresh it. No, we are here to bring a solution. So we are not in the place to blame fathers or to tell you are not fathering well. It's not our call. But our call is to help fathers to see what they may not be able to see, what they are likely not seeing. Just a moment. Great challenge, but we must try to find that way. So what exactly is a father's wound? What exactly is a father's wound? A father wound is an emotional pain that can develop from a difficult situation, absent, broken, unhealthy relationship with a father or a father figure. Right? So if a father has been affected by a broken relationship while growing up, there is a high possibility that he will be a broken father when he grows up. But that cycle should be able to be reversed or stopped or broken in your own time and season. You are not meant to carry on the hurt, the rejection, the harsh criticism, the neglect, the lack of affection, the constant comparison that you experience as a father to your own fatherhood, the abuse and unsafe environment that you experience, the unsafe atmosphere, the tense or pressured atmosphere, you should not carry it to your current parenting journey, because your children destiny and future are depending on you as a father. So a father should be able to heal before a pain that you are yet to really recover from. A pain that you are yet to really recover from. Because sometimes we think we have healed. We've been able to hide it. We've been able to carry a straight face. We've been able to put it under the pillow, under the carpet, and we've tried to strive, we've tried to survive, we are doing well, business is going well, and we are able to marry and all that. But when it comes to fatherhood, the journey fatherhood, the responsibility of significance of fatherhood does not thrive on how much you're able to give to your children in the name of money or comfortable life. Comfortable life, but most times we don't see comfortable life in the essence of emotional safety and stability that our children are longing for. So some of us, we are well to do, you provide, you make sure they go for vacations, they enjoy their life, but your impact, your presence is missing. Your significant imprint in their life and destiny is missing. They may not tell you, but it is lacking in them. That sense of fatherhood is not there. That sense of fatherhood is not there. So you ask yourself, how can we correct this? So, and sometimes the wound, sometimes is not intentionally transferred to your children. Like I said, most times it's just that we don't even realize that it's still operating within us. We don't realize that it's affecting our actions. But these are within our subconsciousness. So they come up on their own. Even when you don't seek for them. So sometimes it can be you never received encouragement from your own father. So when your child does something, you be like, that's what you're supposed to do. Why am I paying school fees? Yeah? So your child feels they just have to do it because it's expected of them. But that emotional connection, that sense of approved of, without having to put so much pressure for it, is lacking. So you see, your children will grow up emotionally void, just the same way you were denied of emotional safety. So it can be that you needed affection while growing up, but there was no father to provide it for. There was no father to provide it for you. So you see, you may have to put more effort to be able to show affection to your children, because it doesn't come natural to you, which is quite understandable. But when you go through your healing process, you will be intentional and conscious. This is what I went through, and it's going to affect my parenting if I don't consciously work on it. Maybe you never had I believe in you. Maybe all you had is someone criticizing your efforts. You are never enough. Maybe the only way you were taught discipline is hitting and waiting for you to make mistake, and then someone will shout. If you don't hear from this, you end up printing out the same pattern of parenting. And what we do not realize is that the limitation is placed on you as a father. You are increasing the intensity of that limitation upon your children because their generation is different. Their generation thrive on attention, affirmation, whether you like it or not. Social media has changed everything. So if they don't get it from you, they will seek for it, even if it's from their classmates. And I always tell parents, whatever your child cannot get from you, they will seek it from outside, and God help you, whoever is available and accessible, to give it to them. And because of the challenge and the battle against families, against the next generation, the devil has positioned agents everywhere in their class, on social media, in their cartoon, to fill in the gap you are living within them. Games. So even if you're not there, they don't give a damn because you have provided them with cartoon to fill in the space. You are replacing yourself with something else. And maybe their classmates may show more interest to them. Offer them drug. Let them know, oh, you are free. I appreciate you. You are as good as you are. Come and have a solution. Come and feel. There's something I can give you that will make you feel calm and sense of belonging. Once they offer them that platform of comfort, that platform of being accepted and approved, what do you think will happen? They will give in. With little pressure. They don't even need a lot of pressure because a void of fatherhood has been created. What do you think happens with Muslims? They sponsor people with all their resources, and they make them feel belonged. So a father should create an atmosphere and a system makes the children want to return back. And take it from me, I'm not saying you should be lenient, you should be just there, careless, allow them to do whatever they... No. It's your duty to make sure they grow up disciplined. It's not the duty of mothers. Every assignment God has given to you as a father, as a leader of your home, is solely on you. The woman is a helpmeet. But how is it that now, most times, especially when it comes to issue of parenting and families, women that are carrying it on their head, why can't we see far beyond providing for the home? Because if you come to think about it, now women also provide. But beyond provision, there are deeper things your children are seeking for, which you have to take up your role, ensuring that your past does not come in between and that the enemy does not take advantage of your weaknesses and what you have suffered in the past. So your excuse can be justifiable. But how about the results? How about the impact on your children? How about the effect on the next generation? So, how does the wound of a father follow them into adulthood? Most times, when we grow up successful, in the sense of being successful, like we have a good life, money, you are doing well, business is going well. If you don't realize that success for the next generation and for your children is beyond your acquisitions, you may not realize the basic foundational needs of your children to thrive beyond your money, beyond the properties you are going to hand over to them. So that is to say that your success does not heal your pain. So that's why you will see people doing well in their career, but still somehow in their subconsciousness, they feel rejected. They feel they have to push more, extra more to be accepted. So you see most of them giving in most of their time to their work just to have that sense of, I've achieved this, I've succeeded. While their home is being deprived of their time, their special moments, their wisdom of life that they are meant to share and impart in their children. So you can become a parent, and after a very long time, you then realize that all this while I've been responding to my children from the place I never healed from. And that is what God wants for a father. Because father should be a holistic figure. I think last year I did a series on father as a system. A father is a compendium of wisdom, knowledge, and life itself. Because your children should carry the life from you. So you see where we say that your parenting or being a successful father is not about just provision. There is something in you, in your loins, image, that you need to ensure is passed down to your children. And there are words you know, and you should work on to make sure it doesn't pass down to your children, because the next generation is counting on you to correct the errors you carried from your father. So if you are carrying loads of pains and burdens, make sure you don't transfer it to the next generation, because God is counting on you. One is that knowledge has separated you from what your fathers did not know. Two is that if you're a child of God, you are carrying the fatherhood lineage of Christ that you must transfer to your own seed. So don't allow the wound you never healed from to affect this primary assignment, because your children are hanging on it. Every child that does not experience the presence, not like I keep saying, it's not just being there, but being actively involved, the presence of a father must always lack something. So that's why we must work on our marriages to make sure your marriage succeeds, because your marriage is a mirror of the future relationship and marriages your children will enter. If you become I don't want to use the word a slave, like if you become irresponsible father, your daughter may end up despising marriage or end up marrying a replica. If you are an absent father or a father who trained children from your womb, you will end up raising wounded children. You will end up wounding your children. So we need to come out from that place. Most times we say, I won't be like my father. But we don't realize when we end up in the same spot. Why? Because we have not intentionally really healed and put up a structure that takes us away from where we don't want to be. So wishful thinking does not solve the problem, but an active involvement and deliberate actions to cancel or interfere with what is not wanted. So if you're having, or you had a broken home, a broken father raised you, or a broken guardian, and you say, I will never be like my father, it doesn't stop there. Why do you think you tell yourself, I will not treat my children the way my parents did, the way they shout? Because you know, the shouting and the hitting and all the disciplinary measures we use while you were growing up, you were despising them. And then you be like, when you grow up, you will not do the same. But here, you keep finding yourself repeating the same thing that was done to you. Some of us will even go and cry, oh, I don't, or feel. Some of us feels bad after every episode. But because we don't know how, because there's no intentional structure to say, okay, in place of being present but not really actively present, I will have a game activity with my children just to bridge that gap. Okay, we'll watch a movie night together. Okay, instead of being on my phone and they are just around longing for me, I will keep my phone. Like, there should be an action put down, an intentional structure that takes you away from the point of where you don't want to be to the solution. What are the dangers of parenting from unhealed wound? Because we need to analyze this. It's not about you. You've been wounded already, right? You have opportunity to heal and enjoy a better life. Outside the fact that you will deny yourself the joy, the fulfillment of being loved, cherished, appreciated for all your labor of love over your children, there are much more impact to the next generation, your children. So you say you don't want to overreact. You may become emotionally distant without even knowing it, because your own father was emotionally not available. That's part of the danger. So you come, you give their, you shop for them, you even take them around. How is it that some of you take your children to a park, but you go and stay one side on your phone? They are enjoying themselves, but you are not part of that enjoyment. What stops you from playing with them in that playground? Some of you will take them to resort center and they will be enjoying with their mommy, playing, riding all the rideables. And then you will be one side. In fact, you may even be the media person, posting them on social media. You may even become the media coverage personnel. You are absent, but you are there. You are the one that paid the fee. Do you see how we shoot ourselves? Because apparently you never enjoyed such a moment with your own father. But we are like, this is what is trending. This is a new generation. I have to take them out to enjoy themselves. How about you enjoying with them? They enjoy at your own expense, but you are missing out. The connection is also missing, but they had fun. But most times you see is the mommy that will be there rolling with them. You are the one paying, daddy. What they will remember is those touches, those laughter together with mom. But father was one side, paying the bills, recording, and you were absent, even though you are present. So most of these things, we don't see it as a wound that has not been healed. It is a wound. Because nothing stops you from cuddling your children and driving those forms of mobile games they do in resort centers and parks and recreation centers. It's not only meant for mommies, it's meant for daddies too. So you realize that even sometimes, even though you are the man and you want to be the brave, so children will grow up being attention seekers. So sometimes they will lower their guard just to be accepted. Sometimes they will be in a place they need to speak out. They won't speak because they don't want to be rejected. They don't want to be criticized. Where it matters, they will not raise their voice. Decisions will be made upon the wound of a father. You see, your children cannot even disagree with you because the thing enters your medulla. Like, when I was growing up, you don't dare challenge my father. We bring it to this dispensation. Then when your children feel something is not right, they shut up their mouths. You shut up the mouth of your children, even in the public places. Even when decisions against them are being made, they can't talk because while growing up, daddy has reminded them, you don't challenge authority. So to you, you are seeing yourself. Because while growing up, you never challenge your father. When you did, they resetted your brain. And you are resetting the brain of your children. And this is it not Solosoke generation again? This is a generation that speaks out. So when you shut the mouth of your own children, they cannot speak out where it matters. They cannot challenge unfair treatment. They will take up whatever is put upon them because their brain has been wired like that. You are wounding them. You are creating a wound. And you know where it hurts me is that your children will suffer the consequences of decisions made by irresponsible people. So they will even find it difficult to raise their head in authority. You have to be bold and confident and be able to speak out, to be able to thrive, to be able to push yourself through. You can't go to the level of leadership with mouth closed. The word of a king is in his bound, isn't it? Even the Bible says it. A king's word in a king's word is his power. If your children must stand in place of kingship and authority, hey, they must learn to. Do you know what it means? It means that you as their father, they should be able to talk to you with respect, but boldly. They should be able to ask you, daddy, this thing you did, I think is wrong because of this. What do you have to say? But some of us feels is disrespectful. No. You need to know when a child is asking questions. Wisdom. Differentiate it from when a child is being disrespectful. If your children cannot talk to you boldly, if they cannot question you confidently, without being punished or made to feel they are disrespecting you, then you are raising a generation of dumb people. Follow children. I don't think that's the kind of children you want to raise. Your child will do something. You won't even allow them to explain. You won't even allow them to talk. They want to say something, you're shutting up and listen to me. I'm talking, listen. No, your child should be able to listen and also be able to talk. And the difference is between the way you made them understand that they will talk, but they need to listen first, and the way you shut them down, they don't have to talk. If we don't heal from our wound as fathers, we will raise up children who will be dependent on us. Because most times we want to intercept, we want to help out, we don't like giving them liberty because you grew up not having liberty. Sometimes it becomes the opposite. We want to be overprotective, so we don't want them to suffer. Every little thing you are offering them help, you are doing it for them. You will raise dependent children. However, if your child becomes independent, you will start feeling less of yourself. You feel it's rejection because your child wants to do things by themselves. No. When a child wants to do things for themselves, it's an opportunity for you to encourage them. Because a time in your life, they will need to make decisions for themselves, even for you. If you raise children who cannot make proper decisions, they will make wrong decisions concerning your life. Yes. Because they will grow up without critical thinking ability, with poor logical reasoning. There's this Orodo uprising I've been hearing. You think it just started like as adults? No, these were children that they just remove their critical thinking ability in the name of discipline, in the name of exposures that they are not meant, hardship they were not meant to go through. So today, we are reminding you that you are not your father, and you should not replicate what your father did. Your father's story is different from your own story. Rewrite your story. Pray over your parenting journey, over your fatherhood journey. What type of father do you want to be? What type of father is God calling you to be? What should I do differently? What type of children am I raising? Are you raising the children that will serve their generation or children that will be served? Are you raising the children that will sit in the place of authority and leadership to make decisions and influence their generation? Or you are raising look children? Follow children. So this is your responsibility early as you can. I don't know the age of your child or your children, but the decision of the out of your children lies in your head, in your hand. How knowledge do you have to raise those kind of children? There are two categories of children or people in this life. Let me tell you. When I was working, there was a place I was working. I had my manager said something, because at a very young age I saw her children developing app, doing a lot of creative things. So I was having a conversation with her. She said that in the whole world you have 4% of decision makers, and the rest are those that the decisions of the 4% affect, which is true. That she is raising the 4% decision makers. That's the kind of children she's raising, and she have just 3 boys. They are not on their screen, cartoon, for what they do, like a lot of creative things. But you need to be intentional and start early. You need to give your children that platform to build the capacity, think ahead of their peers. So parenting and discipline is not just about shouting up and down. Don't do this, don't do that. It's not about do and don't. It's about wisdom and foolishness. Can your child make wise decisions? Are you empowering your children to critically analyze things and ask themselves, is this wise? Is this appropriate for my life, for my future? Are you raising such children who can think through and say no, even if you are not there? Or children who only know, my mommy will beat me if I do this. Or my daddy will shout at me if I do this. They don't realize the wisdom behind them not meant to do that. So when we are not there, they make foolish decisions. So as a father, don't repeat your father's error, because God is counting on you. Don't leave it to your mother, to your wife. God didn't make the woman the head of families. You as the man, you are the head. And if you think you need help, because most of us do, ask God for wisdom. He's the father to the fatherless. Ask him. He said in the book of James, is any one of you lacking? Sometimes your children are everywhere. You have done all you could and you're asking yourself, God, what is this? In fact, you are frustrated. You are shouting up and down, thinking it will bring solution. No, you are heading to the rock. And not just you, you are going there with the next generation. But what God wants is that you count on him and ask, who are these children? What have you planned for them? How can I get them to the promised land? Because you are the Moses of your children. You are the Messiah. Yes, of your children. Without you, God cannot get through to your children. What is your daily input? Eternal input, futuristic input you are putting in your children. I mean daily. Every day, what can you say might have this value to my children? What can you say your children are picking for the day? An additional knowledge, an additional wisdom, an additional skill that will help them thrive. What value as a father are you intentionally imbibing in your children, other than giving them food and water and juice, providing comfortable home for them, leaving them in front of screen, games? Will it help them thrive in the future? So your assignment as a father, you should have a curriculum as a father. By the time my children are 15, this is what they should be able to do. That even if you are not there, your children will not be stranded. Every day there should be something tangible you are handing to your children. So tangible, you are saying, this place you above your peers. That means you have to be above in the area of knowledge and wisdom. Don't be limited. Don't be shortchanged when it comes to clues and knowledge and wisdom that applies in this generation. You need to know what your children are being exposed ahead before they even get to their place. The principle of first mention should be operating in your home. Before your child hears anything outside, they should hear it from you. Because you are the one that has the truth, undefiled, uncorrupted truth. Because you want the best for them. If the word offers them that truth, it will be thwarted. The truth will be corrupted. Because the word system is already corrupt. And they are not giving you anything free. They are just buying you into their corrupt culture. So the world is trying to drag your children into their corrupt culture, what exactly are you doing to ensure you secure your children from that corrupt culture? You think it's just shouting, don't do that, that is wrong, that is right? No. There should be a structure, something in place that every time you are teaching your child this, you will meet this tomorrow. Of course, according to their age. But are your children being prepared for future? Sorry, we are rushing because... So your children should be prepared by you, daddy. Don't wait for mommy. The role of parenting is partnership. So get a system that has the proper knowledge to help you raise holistic children and not broken children. Don't raise children who will fear you. Don't raise children who will not do things because you are there, but when you are there, when you are out, they go haywire. No. Your labor will just be wasted because it will just take one day to crash everything you have built. So let your children grow up to operate in wisdom, to know what is wisely required for their life. So that's why we believe both in teaching and in praying. So you see us pray every week for children, pray in my wholesome family, my preserving the next generation. And then we come to my wholesome family series to empower you, parents, to help those children. Let's not put an expectation that we have not been able to fill in. We should not expect them to do better than us when we have not advanced with the demand and requirement of their time and generation. So we must be intentional. And to heal from our wound, we must forgive. Forgiveness does not mean denial. It happened, but it will not hold me back. I have a future, and the next generation is counting on me. I'm moving ahead. It's happened, but I'm letting it go. I cannot carry that extra weight. So we must forgive, let go. If it means separating yourself from whatever wound or the people or the things that caused that wound, so it doesn't affect our reasoning, our emotions. The journey of parenting is not about daily provision. It's beyond it. Daily provision just sustains you for the next day. Yes. It doesn't sustain you for generations to come. So your children doesn't just need your food and water and school fees and opportunities. They need a system, a structure that build them to thrive. Thrive means that no matter the challenge of this generation and generations to come, they've been prepared to ride above, to succeed, not just survive, to lead, to be on top, to be ahead. How many of us are frustrated with the policies and the politicians and the governors? Why are we raising the next generation that will be the same way? How about we raise the next governors? How about we raise the next president? How about we raise the next kings in different kingdoms? How about we raise people who will sit with this president to advise them, so they make the right decisions and do the right policies? We have the power in our hands as fathers to strategically prepare children girls, boys, that the voice will matter, that the president will seek after. Children like Joseph, children like Daniel, people that kings will count on. The Bible says that the kings will come to the brightness of your rising. How about we raise children who will shine so much that the kings will come? But those little moments that we are not conscious of is what destroys the shining of our children. Those unhealing wounds, those baggages we carried from our own parents that we are boasting of. That's how we raised us, and you turn that way. But shining among kings, the kings don't even know you exist. Kings don't even know you exist. You are even forcing yourself to be seen, to be given little contract or little opportunities. Do you want your children to grow up trying or putting up effort all their life to get attention, get contracts? When kings can call, I heard about this lady, this man. What he's doing, he's such an asset. Can we go for him? You think a child grows up just like that? Parenting influence, fatherhood influence. You may not get there, but you can be the instrument through which you can prepare your children to be there. So your children wobbling for peanuts, struggling for what to eat daily. You can place your children to reign with kings. So don't do this thing anyhow. You think it's just about correction, making them do what they are supposed to do. You need to raise children who will think beyond the norm. What can you do? So you have to forgive. Forgive yourself. Forgive those that wounded you. Forgive those things you think we are not significant. Let go of those principles, that's those standards of parenting that raised you up, because your children are meant to be better than you. If you use the same system and the same structure, look at your life. That's how your children will grow. Struggling, trying to meet ends meet. There is something you were denied that you should know and give access to your children. And it's not money. It's not. It's not money. There is a structure that raised Mark Zuckerberg. There is a structure that raised people you are seeing up there. It may look like they were given so much liberty, but most of them is not money. It's just a home atmosphere that allowed them be themselves. A home atmosphere that saw the best in them and celebrated the best. The home atmosphere that did not shut down their critical thinking. An environment that did not pick on their weaknesses and magnify their faults. Because these are the things that don't the creativity in our children. That they spend their whole life trying to be accepted, to be approved, to gain your affirmation, when they are supposed to be blossoming, exploring, trying things around them, building their thinking and critical thinking capacity. What principle of life are you building your children on? What are they counting on daily? That today, my life is. Do they know the power that holds you? Do they know the God you serve? Or they follow every crowd, everything they see? what is your children growing up to be? The same thing you became? Or better than you? Repeat myself. If you raise your children the way you were raised, they will turn out the way you are. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm not the best version of myself because I know I could be more. So every advantage I had, they will have, and then I will look for those advantages I never had, to add it up so that I push them higher than me. And with that, when they grow up, they already have a structure. They know what they are going for, why they are living. And they will pursue every opportunity at their own advantage to push themselves higher. But a parenting advantage cannot be ignored. Your children can only see further from the height you have placed them. So if you push them under you want them to obey, you want them to follow instruction, you don't want them to be where you keep them, sit there. And why are you asking me that question? Why are you talking? Wait, let me finish talking. You want them to depend on you, to be always looking on you instead of looking down. So by the time you are no longer there, they will start struggling to raise themselves from that point you have left them. Like I said, it's a matter of wisdom and foolishness. It's not just about do or don't do. So don't misinterpret this. Your children should be able to grow up to fulfill their purpose with a higher advantage. They should be able to be disciplined, which takes time. But that discipline is your responsibility. And it's not correction. It's not the hitting and shouting. It is a system that supports them to know what is expected, that guides them to do what they are expected to do, that helps them to question systems and principles and look for a better way. So when you are doing things, carry them along, explain what you are doing and why things are done, not just how things are done. Ask them, do you think there's a better way we can do this? Show them different ways of doing one thing, so their brain will start being wired around, I don't just have to do something the same way. How about I do it? You are building thinkers, and thinkers are the people that will rise above their mates. So we are concluding this conversation, and I want to remind you that no matter where you are, you have the ability to break the cycle. Name the wound. Identify whatever triggers the reaction to that wound. Separate yourself and separate your children from your wound. And if you are struggling in any area of your parenting, find a new way. How can I do this? Name it. Find an answer. Don't surrender. Don't give up. If you didn't experience genuine conversation, connection with your children, with your father, create it for your own children, because they need it to thrive. They need it to build confidence, to that assurance that they are loved, they are sufficient, they are the best version of existence that than them. They need that confidence. They need that mindset to push, to try things, to take advantage of opportunities, to beat the analysis paralysis syndrome. They need it. Dear Father, invite God into your healing. You cannot heal completely without God. And that's why in Familyness Academy, we take you to God. Every family that must fulfill God's purpose for them must align to God. Dear Father, give your life to Jesus. Surrender your home to God. It is God who established families. And if you must make most of a product, you need to read the manual. You need to get to the producer's manual, because that manual is the mind of the producer, teaching you how to use that product. So if you must make most of marriage, family, parenting, go back to the producer, God himself. Get your children to know God. Be genuine in your work with God, because your children are watching. And God is willing to give you insight, revelations, things your children may not show you, God will show you. Then seek professional help where necessary. Some healings may be too difficult to handle alone. Seek support, because your story can change. You mustn't remain like that. There's always something to heal. So come away from that point of denial. All those rooted problem you grew up with that you are bringing to your children. So you don't limit your children. Let them enjoy the fatherhood advantage. Learn from those that have raised successful children, even if it means submitting to them, listening to their teachings, implementing. Another thing is to listen, another is to implement. Implement, so that you can get the result God is counting on you to. And if you are single, yet to marry an adult father or an adult man, son, remember that there are issues you need to resolve before you become a father, so you don't repeat what affected you. You don't repeat what happened to you. Most of us, when we are going into marriage, we just think it's just fun, marry, the love of your life, raise children. There is more that we are not told. And the core responsibility of every marriage is to raise children for God, according to the book of Malachi. To raise godly seeds. And if you must raise godly seeds in this generation of ungodliness, you must be able to do much more than just providing. You must take up your role. Tie your rope very well. Put on your tie. Because it's a war. There is battle against release. And you are the soldier. You are the captain. God is counting on you in this war zone. Don't leave it to mothers. A mother cannot raise a holistic child alone. So, I'll pray for us as I challenge us with these 3 questions. You should ask yourself to help you clarify these wounds around you and be able to find a pathway to solution. So the first question you should ask yourself is, what did I experience from my father that still affects me today? If you're able to write it down, look at it, go through it, it reflects around it. There must be something about your father that is affecting you. The second question you should ask yourself is, how might that pain be influencing the way I parent? Can you say that the pain you experience from your father is not affecting your parenting journey? If that is it, great one. Or if it is in any way, whether your father or any father figure that raised you, try to wipe it away from your own fatherhood journey. And the final reflective question you should ask yourself is, what cycle do I want to intentionally break in my own family? Because any cycle you carry and repeat, your children will carry it to the next generation. But when you break it, it ends. So I will pray for us tonight and pray that every father who is carrying a wound that is stopping their children from raising their head, any father who is struggling so much to break free from every wound that is hurting their parenting journey, that God will send healing wind of Jesus to heal them completely. I pray that God will open the eyes of fathers to see things that need to be healed from and the answers that God has provided. Let every family experience healing of fathers, and that the children will enjoy the fatherhood advantage in Jesus' name. Thank you for joining me again today. And I'm still yours, Coach Princess Francisca Obichimeze. Thank you for having this moment of reflection with me. I look forward to having another session with us come next week. Kindly share this video, like this video, and share to other families. Share to men, sons, those who are yet to become fathers, those who are yet to marry, and your family friends, because God is healing a lot of homes through this Wholesome Family series. God is delivering families. God is setting families up for victory and success through this holistic series we share every week. Do have a lovely day and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you and see you next time. Bye everyone.